Man, where do we begin? Where do we begin? I know nobody has come up yet, but I'm gonna get started. Fuck it. And if you guys missed it, it's gonna be on the live post. So technically, I wanted to talk about today. What's up? What's up? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. What's up, the Lost Paisano? You're just in time. I was about to explain the story of yesterday. Man, I wish Babity Loner could be with us. Man, he would, he can kind of digest more of the situation. So this is where I actually miss True Form as well. He was a very base black belt. So yesterday I happened to go to the beach with a guy that I became friends with not that long ago. He's like a pretty good individual, and the only sad part, before I continue, man, Los Paisanos recommend everybody because it's my first live stream actually with my audience. So anyway, so I was at the beach yesterday, and I was having my peace of mind, enjoying the waters, enjoying the sand, just enjoying nature, not trying to focus too much on what I consider useless things. A lot of people go to the beach to get their particular. I don't know how you guys would call it, but to look at girls, or how the Mexicans say, su taco de ojo, if you know what I mean, paisano. But anyway, so minding, I was minding my business. My friend and his family were, kind of minding their own business, and just because I've happened to speak English, it wasn't a guarantee that I was gonna be able to be successful to get these Instagrams from these particular wannabe models. So here's the funny part. These were average looking girls. They were nothing special, nothing to be fully excited about. Okay, yeah, they were maybe blonde, skinny, but not typical models, right? So these are not models. These are just particular average looking girls. And I told the guy, honestly, I don't know why you're so obsessed with these girls. Like, they're not going to give you attention at all. On top of that, you're a lot older, man. These girls they're in their college years. But they keep insisting. Says, I don't have nothing to lose, bro. I have nothing to lose. Okay, I'm gonna go talk to him. I'm gonna get rejected. I'm gonna get humiliated. They're probably gonna throw sand at my ass or at my face or whatever. So I asked him, with one condition, let me take your sister with me to make it more interesting. Up to these two girls, and they're holding these particular cameras, expensive cameras, because obviously these girls, they're just wannabe models. They were kind of being provocative. They were taking pictures of themselves, like if they're uploading on Instagram, which I'll get to that in a minute. But right now, paisano, if you can hold up to a minute, I gotta you know gotta stop here at the gas station. So give me 1 second, bro. I'll be right back with the story. But keep recommending, man, please. Thank you, Los Paisano. I really appreciate you. So I'm gonna keep the stream for an hour, bro. So please hang on. I'm getting closer to my crib, bro. As I get closer to my crib, bro, the internet reception is gonna go down. But once I get to the Wi-Fi, but anyway, man. So going back to the story, bro. This really ticked me off. So I'm all okay. I'm here like a fool, bro. Like I'm just trying to enjoy some peace of mind. People like us, bro, we don't care. We don't care about females because we know how females are. So these are like typical Latinos that come from Europe. So they were like, Latinos that went to Europe and they're used to a different system. I'm guessing, right? Because he's like, let me approach, or you approach him and you speak English. I'm like, first of all, bro, these girls, they believe they're models. They think they're 10 out of 10. These were like, they were not even Stacy's, bro. They were like Becky's, man. And I'm not trying to be a hater or just, I'm not trying to dehumanize these girls, but oh man, so here I am like a dumbass, bro. I'm walking my pale Mexican ass, and I asked the girl, I guess, are you guys photographers? Because I saw you have a camera, right? Oh no, bro, they were white girls. They were typical American girls. And my buddy is from Colombia. He's Colombian, bro, but he has grew up in Spain, so he has came to the U.S. to visit his family, and I met him at a party. Not like a party, but my family knows a lot of people, so he's kind of like a cool individual. He's not like a typical like other Latinos, but he still has that blue pill mindset where he can still conquer a girl, or I don't know. These are just two average Becky looking girls. White girls, blonde. Well, I think the blonde one was a fake blonde. She was like a brunette. And the other one was brunette, but she was a blonde. But the brunette did her a favor because her features are not the greatest. She has particular horrific features. With the blonde hair, she would just look like a typical southern girl, maybe with some bad teeth. But obviously, the only reason they look hot was they were petite. They were skinny, obviously, because if you go to my beach, bro, here in rural area of Indiana, bro, like here in Indiana, there's a lot of fat people, bro. I'm not gonna deny it. There's a lot of fat people. You go to the beach, bro, and you're gonna start to ask a lot of questions about the anatomy, the philosophy, like physics. How do these people manage to get from the water to the sand? Because that's how big they are. Oh, there's a lot of tortas, bro. Man, so yesterday, bro, before I continue the story, bro. Right now, my reception might go down, bro, so just hang out for a minute. Do not leave the stream. This stream is going to be on for an hour, bro. Even if it's being viewed, but there's tortas. There was this, like, red hair lady, torta. I'll say she's, like, 5 assistants from the daughters. So it's pretty, you can tell their future torta. What's up, everybody? Yeah, that's fine, bro. Thank you a lot. I appreciate it. You're okay, Los Paisano. I was just doing a test. So basically, in my town, bro, here I live like in this shitty rural area, bro. Indiana sucks, bro. There's a lot of trees. There's a lot of nature, so the reception sucks. So right now, my reception might go down again, but give me 1 second. Let me connect to the Wi-Fi. But I just got out of work, bro. So I can show you guys where I live at. You can understand why. So I don't know if you can see shitload of trees. But yeah, bro, reception might just be shitty right now. So hang on a minute. I wish, bro. It's a suburb, not a suburb like a fancy suburb, but like a neighborhood. But it's kind of like a. You know what? If the reception's pretty good, bro, I'm gonna get closer to my house and we can do it from here, bro. It's a nice house. Yeah. So pretty much, bro. It's you might not be able to see it, but it's like a neighborhood. A lot of trees, a lot of nature, but we live like in a county. We don't live in a city because in the city, they tend to be stricter if you have like work bands, if you have any particular working tools. So your best option is get out of the city, move to move to the county. It's just it sucks here because recession sucks. If the power goes out, you're like the last one to get power back. So even for me, it's kind of black pill. Like you're trying to like have a peace of mind, and you're still missing few amenities from like the city. But anyway, bro, going back to the story so I can finish up, bro, because it was quite hilarious. So here I am, bro, like a dumbass, walking to these girls. And I had to make up a quick story, bro, because obviously when they saw me approaching, you can tell they wanted to run away. They wanted to run away for us. Because you see, a typical, though, they say I'm like a pale Mexican, but I'm still Mexican, right? But, I don't even know why the Colombians thought that was going to work on me. But anyway, so I'm walking up, and I'm like, hey, awkwardly, like, I was like, oh, shit, like, I regret it, bro, like, so I'm like, hey, muchachas, my friend over here, the Colombian girl, the curvy girl, wants to take a pic with you guys. Is that okay? She's like, oh yeah, what for? And I had to like, make up a quick story, like, oh, I'm a TikToker, I'm this influencer. Obviously, I'm not. I'm just a random TikToker. But I had to make up a story to kind of convince the girls because otherwise, it would have been pretty bad for all of us. So the sister ends up taking the pic with them because obviously girls on girls kind of works because the Colombian girl was pretty much, she's not a bad looking girl, she's just curvy, a little bit slightly overweight due to the simple fact that she already had kids already, and she got the Instagram, but she kept repeating herself that the brother was interested, and the girls were shocked, like, and they looked at me, bro, they looked at me like with total disgust, like if I lied to them, like, of course, I had to tell them, you know what, I know, bro, it sucks, you're like, oh shit, I'm a TikToker, I travel the world, which I still do, but obviously I don't do like TikTok travel blogs, I just post random shit, bro, like I'm pretty bad at it. So I had to be like, here, my TikTok, look at this, look at that, and okay. In this Colombian, so the Colombianos, bro, this is what I've noticed. The difference between a Mexican and a Colombianos or South Americans, bro. I think Mexicans are more, they acknowledge that we have fewer chances even with regular Beckies because Beckies are still kind of choosing over, white chads. You just have to be a very extremely exotic Chad Rodriguez to have a chance with her. But the Colombiana, bro, kept insisting that the brother wanted to get to know them. But since they both had a very bad accent, they spoke pretty bad English. And I felt embarrassed because, one of the girls looked at me and she was probably going to snap at me. She was probably going to say, like, what the hell? Like, why did you lie to us? So I didn't know what to think, bro. Like, I didn't know how to get out of that situation. So I told her, can I take a pic with you guys? Like all of us? And they're like, oh, no, we have boyfriends. So I'm sorry, we cannot do that. And that's how we end up leaving because she pretty much told me, like, no, I have a boyfriend, but if he can read in second figure, what do you call it? If he can read expressions, bro, it's pretty much saying, get the fuck off, which I don't know if I can say that on the stream. Get the F off and don't bother us. Get out of here. So we took off, and the funniest thing, bro, for a black pill like me, bro, I have nothing to lose. Like, me walking to those girls meant nothing. This guy, the one that instigated, I don't know what happened there. The guy that instigated the particular wannabe chat guy was extremely nervous. He didn't want to talk to them. He was shaking. His sister made fun of him. And I was just laughing on the way there. And then when I took the picture, another brutal fact about females is how much they dislike each other, bro. Like I didn't notice that I posted the picture on Instagram, bro. And the girls from my local area started hating on the girl because she's Colombian, she's curvy, she's bragging. and I had to take it down. The sister got mad at me for posting the picture, and I'm like, I'm sorry, it was an accident. And plus, I had no other choice. I had to lie to the girls that I was an Instagram, a TikToker. So what do you want me to do? Like, well, you could have talked to them. You could have spit some game. And I'm like, how do you want me to spit game? First of all, these girls are high confidence. They have no idea that they're delusional girls because they think they're hot. And she's like, well, you could at least be more like forward. I'm like, first of all, if I'm forward, they're gonna spit at me. They're gonna kick me off. They're already mad that you came over too, because when we took the picture, they smiled, of course, but they were not smiling. It was not a real smile. It was like a fake smile. It was kind of like cheese and get out of it. It's like you take a picture, bro, and they say cheese, but in reality, they're saying, cheese and get out of here. Get out of here. Now you have your photo. Get out of here. Pretty much. But it was a funny experience, and you can tell that thanks to these like normie individuals, they praise extremely average looking girls. That these average girls. Hey, boy, give me 1 second. Sorry about that, bro. It was one of my family members coming out. But anyway, bro, so the sister got the Instagram, and either way, bro, we did some damage. They got so confident because after they were praised by the guy, the girl, they even posted more photos of themselves provocative on Instagram because they were stalking them. And here's the thing, bro, they're about to get married. One is about to get married. One is about to, already made a commitment. So here's the thing, though. The husband or the future husband, is he aware of this, bro? Like, holy cow, these girls are showing up on Instagram. Everybody can see them. They're in bikinis. And here you have it, bro. That's why I always knew it. I always knew, bro, like marriage is a scam, bro. Marriage is a particular way to get F up by the system, bro. That's why I always value my mental freedom and my freedom as well. Because I do believe that being single or being alone, it's the only way that you can have a peace of mind. Humiliation ritual, bro, it is real. Because you have to lie, you have to make up a story just to get attention from two average looking girls. Even his sister outperformed the girls, but obviously the girls, they're like a JBW, if you know what I mean. They were pretty much extremely overconfident. And another funny part of this whole incident was the sister was making fun of the brother. Because if you really think about it, the sister is another typical girl that likes attention, likes to pretty much, humiliate other men. And this gets to show you, bro, that not even your sisters or your moms are on your side. And probably the sister did it to just make fun of the brother, because she tends to, sorry about that, tends to kind of ridicule the brothers for being kind of simpy / extremely innocent individuals, and that's kind of sad. But maybe it's a different culture. I don't know, but that's when you have to acknowledge that it's not just over, it has never begun. Because I always feel like you were just brainwashed to pursue women, to romanticize marriage. And if I would have really been that particular guy to just go through that propaganda, bro, I felt like I'm not saying I would have like married a hot girl. I was probably gonna have married like this typical, like very average looking Hispanic girl. Get divorced at the age of 28, bro. Maximum 2 kids, and I probably would not even been exploring the world, bro. That's why I was making the first stream that I made, bro. I was just explaining to everybody why I moved on, man. Why I moved on from marriage, from women. It's just, it's overwhelming. Like going back to yesterday, bro. We had to take his sister. I had lied that we were like an influencer just to get a picture from girls that they're nothing, bro. They're not even attractive. Even when I looked at the pictures, bro, it's just makeup and a skinny body, and that's it, nothing else. But the guy sent for them because it's something new to him. He's not really used to seeing typical Anglo girls. He's used to Spaniards, but yeah, bro. So this is how my town is. Even though I don't know if you live in the south or in the north part of the United States, bro. Because even like in the Mexican community, bro, every Mexican community part of the U.S. is a little bit slightly different. So here, it's kind of same as Chicago style. In my town, bro, the Colombian girl was telling me something, kind of a brutal fact about our culture, bro. The Chicano culture, because I am Mexican American. That the Chicanas tend to love not just Rodriguez, bro. They love the wannabe nautical, the wannabe gangster, or the gangster, the women beater, the guy that is the typical bully, right? And they're always crying that these guys are they're not always aware of their kids. They have kids with these girls. These girls are left alone. They're single. And here's another fun fact, bro. So one of the girls that I met last year when I was at this particular fan gatherings. Okay, bro. So you live in Washington. So Washington, I don't know too much about the state, bro. But here in Indiana, bro, the typical Chicano imitates Chicago style or California style. I happen to remember last year I was at this lame birthday party and I was celebrating because, it's families, no family, right? And I had nothing else better to do. And when it was just me and people my age talking, there was this girl. She was a pretty Hispanic Mexican girl, but her crush was this particular bad boy, typical guy that, you think he probably would go to jail, bro, for doing some dumb stuff, for being stupid. And she already has 2 kids, bro. She has not learned her lesson. So I was thinking to myself, so if you have 2 kids with a person that you failed, that you acknowledged that he was not a good person, he was not a good father, you had to leave him, but you're still pursuing the same cycle. You're not breaking it. So what's the point of it? Why are you complaining? Just be truly honest. You have a fetish for these particular guys. You just don't want any drama. You just want to be taken care of. Yeah, paisas that drink, paisas that get into these brawl fights. Like if you go to these like particular nightclubs, Hispanic nightclubs, they're the ones causing dramas, causing chaos, blocking the roads. Because I live in a small town, bro. Like right now, say I work night shift sometimes. I'll be leaving leaving work and going towards the nightclub because the nightclub kind of is like in between my house and work. And you see these paisas, bro, even though they're not blocking the road, they're fighting, they're honking their cars, they're trying to like do this like really dumb stuff, bro. It's just some really low IQ shit. And this is why I do agree with Babby Loner that even for a guy who is myself is Mexican American, it's hard to really relate to others. When they have beef with one another, it's like if they don't fight, bro, they try to hit someone's car or they try to like rough their motors and provoke. And they're just wasting money on their tires, wasting money on their engines. And I ask myself, let me get this straight. This is what I always tell myself. These girls criticize guys like me for being lame, for being nerdy, for being guys that want. Well, here's the thing, bro. We're not even whitewashed. We're just guys that acknowledge classical civilization. If you know what I mean? And they're the ones going out with these particular low IQ biceps, bro. That like literally, I was at the stoplight, red light, and before the cops came, bro, this bicep had a truck, and he was having little beef with someone because it's like Saturday night style, bro. I think one of the dudes used his truck to hit the other guy's sporty car, and it's it was just it was one versus one, bro. It went like two versus two to like 13 versus 13, bro. And I remember the cops came out with this like particular. It's not a typical AR-15. It looks like an AR-15, but it spits. I don't know. I don't remember. I think it's like either pepper balls or plastic rubber bullets, something like that. And they had it like separated. And you see all the girls crying. You see these girls acting like the victim, bro. I know, bro. And it's extremely sad that this is our particular reality, bro. Mexican Americans like us, bro, we just have to kind of this is why maybe tomorrow, bro, or maybe on Wednesday, I might make a stream dedicated to Beverly Loner because he made some very good points. This is when I stopped being patriotic. This is when I began to acknowledge that I don't fit in anywhere, even with these Colombians. Like the guy is not Mexican, but he has similarities with me. He's just very blue pill. And his sister is a typical Stacy. Stacy that will use you if she gets a chance. And me and him acknowledge that we don't have any particular, we're not compatible with his Colombian community and with my Mexican community. We just are two different species. And Beverly Loner mentioned this. You just have to create your own group. You have to separate. And yesterday, bro, and I kid you not, bro, I'm trying to get away from some people that are kind of leeches because, Mexican girls are like that, like the ghetto ones. They like to use guys like us who has a little bit of, they'd say they are a little bit better economic because we prioritize work and responsibilities. When I posted the picture on Snapchat, not on Snapchat, on Instagram, and she was asking how come I did not invite the old crowd that I used to hang out with, and I just told her that I was invited. I'm not the one who made up the particular meetup at the beach, but technically I knew about it. But here's the thing: when you invite these individuals, they're the ones that will bring a group of people. Loud, hold up. Sorry about that, man. I'm a little bit sick. The loud, obnoxious, always yelling, always saying some dumb stuff, bro, in front of people that are just trying to have a peace of mind. Try and enjoy the waters, bro. Like, I understand you want to have a cookout, that's fine, but the ones that I used to know will bring the whole family, the other type of friends, and they don't talk nothing productive, bro. They talk about some extremely low IQ drama, bro. Because I was there before. This is when I was trying to pursue women. And I started to notice that I feel super uncomfortable. Like, these like ghetto bicep girls talking about trying to fight one another, trying to start a particular brawl fight. And you're there and you're like, and I started asking myself, what am I doing here, bro? Why am I even part of this, bro? I had nothing to do with this. And then when you try to like really explain your position, they start to they make fun of us. Or here's another thing, bro. If you really tell them how you feel, we get labeled as whitewash or typical Latinos for Trump, which I think that's stupid because I don't even vote, bro. I'm not even in politics. I'm a guy that is neutral to all this stuff. Just because you have a different point of view, you're already labeled as a guy that is unappreciative of his culture. That's how they kind of made it out. Some of my old friends used to tell me that I was super whitewashed. And I was trying to explain to him everything with detail, bro, everything to make it sound logical or make it sense, and he could not grasp the information. His particular response is, you're whitewashed. That's why I don't have any success with the girls. And I told him, you know what, bro, like, if you're not going to get it, bro, I'm done explaining everything to you, bro. I'm sorry. that my presence is not comfortable, but this is who I am. If you like it, good. If not, no worries, bro. If you feel uncomfortable being even near me, bro, like just let me know, bro. I'm not gonna have any beef with that. I'm not gonna have any grudges against you. That's why we're adults, bro. That's why we communicate. That's why we have these particular mouths to communicate. So at least be honest. Do you want me to be around you or not? He's like, it's not that, bro. It's just you're not acting Latino. I'm like, what do you mean by Latino? Like, give me a description of a Latino. Like, do you mean I'm not a particular Latino that is obnoxious, that is loud, ignorant, makes a fool of himself, and becomes that particular Latino that goes on the particular news and it's already being put on memes of why we should get deported. And when I told him that, he still criticized me for having that point of view. So this is when I lost it, bro. Like I remember back in after the pandemic, bro, I kind of went on this particular, like, kind of like a monk where I stopped hanging out with everybody, bro. Like I was fed up with everything. I was extremely fed up with people that are so obnoxious, people that don't comprehend or do not understand me or understand people like us. And this is how like I slowly started to develop a different thinking. I started doing a lot of reading, bro, and I started to even acknowledge that when you start reading other productive books, it helps develop the mind where you're not even scared of telling people what you really think about, bro. Because honestly, and there's this book that I want to give, bro. It was written by the 80s. So I forget the name of it. It's like a guy that kind of mentioned about survival of the fittest, bro. About how, like I'm not saying that we're like the strongest, but the weakest should, pretty much be left alone to survive on their own devices because the stronger ones cannot waste time with the weak ones because obviously the weak ones are going to stagnate the other ones. And this is what I started to feel like if I would have been or continue still having any connections with these particular people, I would have stagnated. I would have probably never reached a certain point in my life where I'm already accomplishing some particular things, not big, but so that's why, bro, like I wanted to share this story, these events, because they all correlate, thanks to this other group of people. I met these Colombians, and these Colombians not just allow me to experience reality and brutality about why like us are black pill, but even that particular girl, it's a Stacy that takes advantage of the Sims. In plain sight, bro. I cannot kid you not, bro. It's in front of me, and I start to really ask a lot of questions. It's kind of like I should write a book about everything that I have been seeing that proves that lookism is the most important thing for women. For women, I acknowledge something. Lookism, status. I used to believe IQ was pretty big into that, but in reality, it's not. All the girls that act like they like IQ, they don't, bro. Like 2 years ago, before the last Eastern European girl that I was about to date. They are, bro. The Oofy Doofy Sims are creating this environment where we have to separate. Kind of like the book I was explaining to you, bro. The weaks have to be with the weaks, the stronger ones with the stronger ones, the intelligent ones with the intelligent ones, and the less intelligence with the less intelligence. That's the only way we can survive or acknowledge the problem of the earth and try to find a solution, right? But anyway, so if I could write a book, because I kind of forgot where I was at. So if I could write a book, everything that I've been witnessing, so 2 years ago, bro, I was about to date this particular girl that in reality, she was just trying to use me because I was the last consolation prize. She was like a typical Becky. Just because she was blonde, it kind of made her feel superior. Not like in a racist way. What I mean superior, like she thought that was my particular trophy wife. She was like 5'9", pushing maybe like 210 pounds. A lot for her weight. Yeah, he's not wrong, bro. Like, before I continue the other story, those particular guys, bro, they're extremely dangerous due to the simple fact that they created this particular phenomenon when these girls, like the girls from the beach, they not only gave them power, they gave them the authority of to make them believe they can choose any type of man that they desire over their looks match guys, if you know what I mean. So if this was like the 80s or 90s, this was a good chance for like me and the color man guy to have a chance to date them because they were not that attractive. But unfortunately, thanks to Sims and Doofy Doofies, they allowed these girls to become delusional, become, I forgot a term. It's basically they're high out of their ideology, bro. That they have lost reality. They are out of touch with themselves, so they think they deserve chats. And I didn't got to see a good chance, but I heard like one of the guy, her fiance, was bald, right? And I'm starting to think, right? So if he's bald, I already know what type of girl it is. She's just going to take advantage. And this was exactly what's about to happen in my case, bro. Going back to 2024. So when I started to do all these transitions, when I had my last breakup with the girl, bro, this girl drained me out of my savings, drained me out of my mental health because she was a total disgusting person, bro. Like she was treated well in the family, bro, but she was trying to twist everybody's words to make me go against him so we can move out because she was trying to get her own place in between 4 months that we were dating. And I told her that's way too soon. I have to get to know her. But obviously, I was this particular brainwashed individual that I believed that I had to be the provider. So we broke up because basically everything crumbled in the last month because we only dated for 5 months and then we broke up. So I had enough of her. So I came across this other girl. She was okay looking, bro. She was just a blonde, but not a typical like Stacy. It was just like a typical blonde. Like I don't know how to describe it. Not a soccer mom, but more of like a typical Alabama Southern girl pushing 210 pounds. And I don't mean I'm not trying to like sound like a hater, bro, but this is like facts. This is my reality. Fat girls all the time. Latina, white, fat girls. So pretty much, bro, um, she was already giving me standards, conditions for me to date her was to switch my jobs, to stop all my goals, bro. So one of my particular goals, bro, is to move out of Indiana. Indiana has been okay safe for now, but I don't like it here. I think small towns, bro, are like the worst towns. They're pretty much hell. Everybody knows each other. A lot of drama. So I'm trying to get out of here, bro, because it's affecting my mental health. So I was telling her that I don't fully agree with her conditions. I don't think it's fair. First of all, if you don't really like my goals, so what's the point of trying to date? But she kind of like motivated me to date her because she could change. She's like, pretty much she told me I could change my mind because, the total, well, first of all, her response is, if you really think about it, passion traveler, you simp, just because you're different and I'm different, it makes it an attraction. That was her response. And I told her, are you sure about that? Because, I want to move to a city. I want to get out of here. I want to pursue these particular goals, and I cannot just, because this is when I started learning about MGTOW and Black Girl. I just thought Black Pill was a little bit of misinformation, but later she gave me an application, bro. Her application was, you gotta apply to this, particular data center work job. And I told her, wait a minute, hold up. You're already telling me what to do, and we've just been dating for what, like two weeks? What is the deal of this? And I asked her. She's like, well, if we're gonna be together, if you want to have so she wanted kids within, after the 6 months of dating, if everything goes well, bro, she wanted to get married, she wanted to have kids, she wanted me to move in at her area and work in a data center that was like 2 minutes away from her house. I'm like, okay, fine, we can do that, but what if we get a divorce? You're pretty much going to be the winner. You're going to take everything away from me. You know what you're doing. You're trying to get me away from my parents, from my family, from my friends. And that's the same thing that this Eastern European girl tried to do. She tried to seduce me, bro, to go to meet her in Chicago, because I am like 2 hours away from Chicago. Going to Chicago, bro, that was one of my conditions with for the Eastern European girl, because I told her, I don't know who you are. I'm not driving 3 hours or 4 hours to Wisconsin just to go see you. And this is like the last girl, like the very last girl. So what really happened, because I could not explain it all in one particular video, bro, because I had to make up a lot of memory again, because a lot of my memory has been kind of like, it kind of disappeared. So I remember that as I was like halfway in Chicago, and she called me on Snapchat, and she, with her heavy accent, asked me if I could give her a ride back home. And I told her, what do you mean, the ride back home? We planned this for 2 weeks. How did you not plan this? How did you like not do everything right? And she's like, oh, well, I'm sorry. I've been working a lot. I've been hanging out with friends. I just do things at the last minute. So I only had like one-way ticket to Chicago by train. So here's another fun fact. So she was not a refugee, but she was pretty much like she was not Ukrainian, but I think she lived in Ukraine. She might have been like Belarusian, some shit like that. And she lived in Ukraine, so she had to get out of Ukraine, and she got this particular TPS, which allowed her to be in the U.S. So she still was like adjusting to American life. So her response, her excuse was she didn't know how to do things, so she only got one ticket. And give me 1 second, guys. There's fucking skunks here, and I'm not gonna get sprayed. Fuck this shit. That's what happens when you live in El Rancho, bro. Fucking skunks. But anyway, bro. So she told me that, okay, if you want me to see you, you just have to give me a ride back to Wisconsin. I told her no. Like, I'm not doing that. I work in the morning. This was like a Sunday night, bro. Sunday night. So she wanted to meet at around 3 p.m., leave around 8, take her back to Wisconsin, and things can go extremely down south. You can get robbed, or her biggest plan could have been, let me seduce this simp, let me, she could say, let me sleep with you, and let me convince you with her, if you know what I mean, with her hoe, because I don't know if I can say the actual word or not on the streams. But, these girls they're narcissistic, they're manipulated. She probably wanted me to sleep with her that night, so I can feel attached to her thing. So her next plan was probably get me to convince me to move to Wisconsin, because a lot of these narcissistic girls want the man to be away from the family. It doesn't matter if you don't have a good relationship with the family, or you don't have any particular. It doesn't matter. Your family can spot things that you don't see. So that's because she said she loved Wisconsin. She did not want to move to where I'm at currently. So she probably wanted me to move. And here's another fun fact. Let's say she wasn't not planning to rob me, but to sleep with me. She probably wanted me to get fired from my job. Because, think about it. It's Sunday night. You're all the way in Wisconsin. They're probably going to convince you to talk with them, go to their apartment, sit down, seduce you, make you lose your job, and you're forced to move, right? Because you're the simp. And you don't have to believe me, guys, but this is an actual fact. That's how it works. That's how it works for these girls. They find their simp, their dumbass, make them lose their job, make them move away from the family, and that's how you're roped. That's how you're trapped. And this is why I started to agree with the beta male police, where just because you get it for free, it doesn't guarantee it's free. There's something involved. So I told her, no, I cannot do that. And her first reaction was, okay, so if that's how it is, then bye. And then she's like, thank you for everything. I canceled all my plans thanks to you. So you're not worth it. I think she called me a PS. That's fine. And ever since then, I just got fed up. I told myself, I'm going to take a break from this, because this is the same process all over again. Her, the other girl, my ex and the other ex with when she had like, I think I told you guys a story before in the videos where she had like a couple kids, and her kids were also playing a big part. Because here's the thing that always makes it kind of funny. This is not just me, but all the single mothers, they make their kids call you dad so they can get you trapped. And I started to acknowledge that how can you call me dad? Like I told my ex, your daughter hates my guts, but how can she call me dad if she doesn't even like me? Make it sense, make it sounds. I don't remember exactly what I told her, right? And she say, well, you're overreacting, you're overthinking, don't be a misogynist, don't be this and that, don't be a loser, don't be, whatever. And I told her, fine, but I told her this, if your daughter keeps trying to extort me, trying to do whatever, we're done. I'm done with this. And her daughter did it again. And when I told her, I said, we're done. I'm not playing this game anymore. She just told me that I overreacted, that I'm just being paranoid, nothing's going to happen. That's the worst thing that you can do, right? So after acknowledging and studying, because I started to really look at information, because I just didn't know what was going on at the time. I just acknowledged that people like us, these are the only girls we're going to get. We get the leftovers from society because all the better version of girls just belong to the 1%. Because even where I work at a particular industry world, the most attractive ladies, the work office ladies, they're with the 1%, or they're with a lot older guys, because they're starting to acknowledge that they're not going to waste time with men that they consider useless. They're working, they're making their salary. They want something more. They want status, they want power, they want access to other worlds that we don't have access to because we don't have the money or status or the IQ for it. So I started to really combine everything that I've been experiencing in life, and I just noticed, okay, the black pill might be true. I acknowledge that. Look, it's not just one thing, it's a lot in combination of everything: status, money, power, resources, and even so the family business has a particular client. That's what we call her the boss. She's married to an older guy, and the most attractive lady that I've ever seen in my life here in the industry. She seems to be more invested in the guys who have a particular rank or a CEO guy, or a guy that has connections to bigger people. Those girls are never going to give you the chance. So that's why even if you're a Rodriguez or a Chad without status, the Chad without status gets the average looking girls, like the girls on the beach. The pretty girls, already told you. And for us who are leftovers, we get the leftovers. We get the single moms, the overweight women, narcissistic women, schizophrenic women. And so things like that made me to realize that it's not even worth my freedom, my mental health. My mental health was pretty bad 2 years ago. Like I had to get help from that because it was just ongoing relationships, ongoing humiliation rituals, getting humiliated even by kids, unappreciative kids, because I'd done everything for them because that's how I was taught, right? So now that I've been single since 2024, this is, before I end the stream, because I got to get some sleep because I have a dentist appointment tomorrow, but my last tip for you guys, because I always try to give a tip before I end things. Yeah, you're right, Las Paisano. The Las Paisano. Genetics, upbringing plays a big role in our lives. That is very true, bro. I can never disagree with you. So my last tip for you guys, I'm not telling you to go MGTOW, because I'm not Batman or beta male, but for me, MGTOW has made a lot more sense in my life. It put me back in track. This version of the Passion Traveler with the older Passion Traveler, I would have taken the older Passion Traveler, sit him down like a big brother, and really if I could, if we have that particular power, like in the animes or whatever, if you can play or rewind everything from the past, I would have done that. I would have probably told them, you're getting screwed up, you're losing a lot of you're getting distracted, losing a lot of opportunities for these girls that are not even worth it. Why sacrifice all of these particular small opportunities for one particular trap that is really going to keep you miserable forever? Do you want to be like the guys that you see in your town, always complaining about everything? It's kind of like one of my buddies. He's always complaining about his economic status, or that his stepson does not give him time of the day. And you're asking yourself, well, you should have known this by now, that you're not the biological father. You're not the father. So what's the point of complaining, right? So all of these things all combined, it started to click that, okay, so I don't even care anymore. If they want to call me radical, if they want to call me crazy, call me this weirdo, it's fine. I'd rather be free than be subjective of a lie where I'm always dependent on what the wife says. So it's kind of like my other buddy. He got married. I don't see him anymore. He's always trying to, please the wife so she can be happy. And are you happy, bro? The answer is I don't know. I haven't talked to him, but all right, guys. I appreciate you guys being on the stream. I'm going to wrap it up now because I gotta get some sleep. Fortunately, tomorrow I'm gonna have to get ready for my dentist appointment, which it kind of sucks, but I gotta get some sleep, guys. So thank you for joining in. Hope you guys have a good one. Thank you, Los Paisano. Appreciate everybody. So you guys take care. I might do a stream on Wednesday. I don't know about tomorrow. Depends if I get that particular surgery on my tooth or not. So appreciate it, guys. All right, I'm out of here.